If you're thinking about moving to the Greater Reno, Nevada area and you're wondering what the best neighborhoods to look at are, watch this video. I'm going to give you a lot of facts and statistics about the most desirable neighborhoods in our city. The first neighborhood is Midtown. This is the part of the city that's just south of the Truckee River and home to all kinds of retail, restaurants, bars, and public art. To me, Midtown really embodies the spirit of Reno. The vibe there is very funky and creative and artsy. It feels like it is home to many entrepreneurs and a lot of the Reno staples. If you haven't already, check out my video. I'll link it here where I did a Midtown community tour and visited many of those places. One thing that makes Midtown so desirable is its walkability. If you live in Midtown, it's just a short walk right outside your door to visit all of those wonderful places. There are 1,753 residents in Midtown with a median age of 47. 83.04% of the workforce in Midtown is white-collar workers. 16.96% is blue-collar workers. Midtown is home to 96 entrepreneurial businesses. That is a whopping 10% of the workforce in that community. The average household income in Midtown is $77,802 annually, with a median household income of $53,618 annually. There are 1,026 housing units total in the Midtown part of the city. 60.38% of those are occupied by homeowners, and 39.62% of those are occupied by renters. The vast majority of residents in Midtown have never been married, and the average price for a single-family residential home in Midtown is $572,000. Majority of the homes in Midtown are slightly on the older side. It is an ideal place to live if you are a young working professional, a student, or someone who enjoys being out and about often. While Midtown has been cleaned up a lot in recent years, it's still a bit gritty, especially if you go east of the Wells Ave area. I would maintain awareness, especially after dark. I wouldn't say it's dangerous, but there definitely are neighborhoods in Reno and Sparks that are a bit more family friendly. Another really desirable neighborhood in Reno is DeMonte Ranch. This is in the south part of the city, and that gives you the closest access to South Lake Tahoe. Now, if you want to live in North Lake Tahoe, you're going to want to look in the northwestern part of Reno for your home. But if you like frequenting South Shore, you're going to want to be in the most southern part of our city. There's a new development coming to that area in the future called Downtown DeMonte. They are actually putting in almost a satellite downtown complex in that area. It's going to have retail and restaurants and arts and entertainment, which will give the southern Reno residents another place to visit that's a little bit closer than actual downtown. There are 34,101 residents in DeMonte Ranch with a median age of 39. The workforce there is 90.38% white-collar workers and 9.62% blue-collar workers. Entrepreneurs in DeMonte Ranch make up 10.56% of the workforce. That's 1,887 total for entrepreneurs in DeMonte Ranch. This is one thing I love about Reno and our area as a whole is there's a very creative vibe here, and so it is, I would say, maybe a little bit easier and more motivating for entrepreneurs to succeed here than it is in other cities that I've lived in. The average household income in DeMonte Ranch is $116,917 annually. The median household income annually is $103,279. There are 14,392 housing units in DeMonte Ranch. Of those, 74.3% are occupied by homeowners and 25.7% are occupied by renters. 57.77% of all residents in DeMonte Ranch have never been married. Now, this surprises me because I feel like that is a very family-friendly part of the city. There are great schools in that area. There are really nice parks. There are a lot of big, beautiful homes that can accommodate larger families, so that one did surprise me, I have to say. The average price for a single-family residential home in DeMonte Ranch is $1,034,750. Now keep in mind that's just average. I actually showed 2 homes in that area yesterday that were under $700,000, so don't let that average price tag alarm you. There are plenty of more affordable homes in that area. The third most desirable area in my book in our Reno area is actually Sparks. Now if you didn't know this, Sparks is actually its own city, but it borders Reno. So if you look at a map of the city, you have Virginia Street, which is what 395 and 580 become, and that runs on a vertical. Then you have Highway 80 that intersects it right in the middle of everything. And then around all of that is the McCarran Loop. And then of course now there are a lot of outskirts and outlying communities that are for sure now considered part of the Greater Reno area. But if you look at that map, the whole northeastern quadrant is really Sparks. So to me, I feel like Sparks is actually just part of the same city, even though it's technically its own. For example, I live in Reno, I own a home in Reno. My daughter goes to school in Sparks and it's only a 9-minute drive in the morning. So most people who live in this area do business or go to recreational things or entertainment or restaurants or whatever else in both cities, because it's really just one big metropolis. Sparks is home to the Sparks Marina, which is a beautiful waterfront. It's fed by an aquifer, so the water source is natural, but it has been built out with a nice beach area, parks, and now there are restaurants, there's retail, and the new Legends Bay Casino, as well as the Legends Shopping Complex and Outlet Mall. Sparks is also home to Spanish Springs, which in and of itself is a really desirable neighborhood out towards Pyramid Lake. There are 102,895 residents in Sparks, with a median age of 37.8 years old. 72.92% of the workforce in Sparks is white-collar workers, and 27.08% are blue-collar workers. The average household income is $84,257 annually, and the median household income is $67,187. There are 41,743 housing units in Sparks. Of those, 57.49% of those are occupied by homeowners, and 42.51% of those are occupied by renters. 51.58% of all residents in Sparks are married. This is no surprise to me because Sparks is home to a lot of very family-friendly neighborhoods. The average price for a single-family residential home in Sparks is $560,000. Now, keep in mind that all of this data is going to change, and I am filming this video on October 13th, 2022. Some of this data came from the census report, which was published in 2020, so I'm sure things have changed a little bit since then. If you want to know more about any of these neighborhoods, feel free to book a call with me. The link to do so is in the description box below. I am a real estate agent here in Reno. I work all over Reno, Sparks, Carson City, Fallon, Fernley, really any part of northern Nevada. So if you are thinking about making a move in real estate in the next year or so, I would love to chat with you. Also, book a call with me with that link in the description box below. And if you haven't already, make sure you hit the like and that subscribe button. It really helps me out, and that way you don't miss any of my upcoming content. I will see you next time.